What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel, check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a recent episode of podcast I was watching with Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, right? And Kevin Durant, man, I mean Kevin Garnett. I don't know why I keep saying Kevin Garnett was saying that he was talking about Cade Cunningham, right? How much Cade Cunningham has improved. Not only has he improved, but he just think that this guy is a real dog, man. He's going to be one of the top basketball players in the league. I think so. I've been saying this for at least about a year now. You know, like what I seen them do, the Detroit Pistons do last year throughout their season, and then into the playoffs. I just thought that Cade Cunningham, man, just leveled his game up, right? And then I thought that even after the playoff last year, and he came back this year, and he looks even better than he did last year, right? So this team right here, man, I just like their style of play. They got some real dogs on their team, and in my opinion, I think this Detroit Piston team is the best team in the East. Uh, and you know, let me see who's probably close to them. I think Boston is, definitely Boston always going to be in the thick of things. As long as they got Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. Uh, Let me see who else in the East is tough. Then you got Cleveland. I think Cleveland is pretty solid, right? But this Detroit team to me just look like they head and shoulders above just because of it. They at the both ends of the court, these guys are really, really good, man. They're really, really strong, right? So, like I said, um, Kevin Garnett, he also is very impressed with Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons. And, he has some things to say about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the audio from the podcast with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, and then I'm gonna come back and give some more of my input.
Killing, dog. I got, man, listen, they trying to get to it.
Right.
Listen, and if you go in Detroit bullshitting, they'll pop your ass.
Yeah, for real.
Straight up.
They play
They
hard.
got a superstar over there.
They play harder than most.
Straight, they play hard, and the boy trying to, he on some, I'm finna prove myself.
He another candidate for the Olympic team too now.
He should
emerging.
be.
He emerging.
He should be.
Yep.
He's one of the ones that I think people have on the list, and you want to see how it grows.
Yeah.
He's growing at another rate, bro. Like them young dogs we was talking about. Man, Detroit got some dogs. Straight up. Fucks with Detroit, man. Shout out to the Pistons, man. Hey.
I like Detroit too, right? And the thing now, as far Cade Cunningham, I would like to see him go and play on the Olympics because they need him. They definitely going to need him with, like everybody else around the world just getting so much better. A lot of the best players now in the NBA, not even American-born players, like you got Luka, the Joker. Then you have Shea Gilgeous. He's from Canada, so a lot of those guys. Then you got Wemby. He's not from the U.S. So Cade Cunningham, man, is might have to be that savior for Team USA. But he is definitely a dog, man, and he's playing. He got Isaiah Stewart on his team. Then what's the other guy named Jalen? This other guy, man, on his team. Let me see if I can get his name because pull up. I don't even know why they even got this guy on the same team with Isaiah Stewart. I mean, that's just that should be illegal, man. Let me see what's this guy's name. All right, so you got Isaiah Stewart, and then you got Jalen Duran, right? Jalen Duran. This guy's a beast too, man. And so this is like having Stewart and Duran on your team on the Detroit Pistons. This is just like when New York had Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason on the same team. These dudes, the real deal, man. They not they the real deal. So he definitely have his his somebody like Charles Oakley who gonna watch his back. He got Isaiah Stewart, which Isaiah Stewart probably don't need no help, but this Doran guy, they the real deal. So Detroit, They're gonna cut. I think they're gonna come out that East. I think they're gonna come out that East. And a lot of people say, well, the West is stacked, right? Which the West is stacked, is deep, and people think that the Spurs are going to be, and the Spurs are going to be the only team that can challenge them. The Spurs and the Rockets are going to be the only team that can challenge OKC in the West, right? But I think whoever makes it out the West is really going to have a hard time with this Pistons team, even though they're young and they don't have it probably as much experience. You know, all three of these teams are young, but I think this Piston team will really challenge any of those teams to come out of the West, just because they play defense. You know, just because they play tough, exceptional defense, and you know, they're not going to be intimidated by nobody. As a matter of fact, this team reminds me of the bad boy Detroit Pistons back in the day, you know, back in the 80s, right? I just think that, in my opinion, they're more this new Pistons team just more aesthetically pleasing to watch, in my opinion. I like Cade Cunningham's style. He's working on his mid-range. His mid-range is really good. Now, I do think that he's still learning how to be more efficient. He's a volume right now, he's a volume shooter, and his teammates don't seem to mind that. But I think that the more efficient this guy get, the more dangerous he'll be. And if he ever developed like a go-to move, a signature move, like Mike and Kobe had that they had the turnaround jumper, that fadeaway jumper. If he developed that kind of shot, or I did see this guy, Cade Cunningham, on a couple of occasions. He has like a jump hook, right? And so he'll shoot it with his right hand over his left shoulder, which means that shot is hard to block because he has his body in between a defender and the ball. And he's 6'6", so he's going to get a good look at the basket. So if he uses this shot and utilize this shot, yeah, he definitely is going to be something to he the real deal. Like I said, if he get more efficient and develop a go-to move, a go-to shot, you know, that's like high percentage, he is going to be he's gonna be hard to stop, man. I think he can really carry the Pistons with a go-to move or a go-to shot. You know, coming down the stretch. And the Pistons have already won several close games this season. So, and he's getting used to that, right? He's getting used to being in a position where he needs to create and score coming down the stretch with time running out. That's, you know, all that is that's just practice for when he get into the playoffs and then possibly you know, into a championship type game. Cade Cunningham is the real deal, man. I've been following this kid since college. At college, I thought he was really good. You know, he came in with a lot of hype. And at first, he didn't really hit the ground running. His first year with Detroit, but every year he's getting better and better. And now you see a guy who looked like he just want to be, you know, I mean, he just looked like he's focused. He looked like he's locked in. They got all the right pieces around him. You know, they're not going to be bullied. They're not going to be pushed around. He just going to be operating with impunity. And for somebody to have the type of skills that he had and just feel like he can just operate and move around the court with impunity, man, with the kind of freedom that he needs to, that's going to be a recipe for disaster as far as other teams are concerned, man, because you're not going to be able to beat up on them, rough them up and get away with it because he just got them to, he got dogs on the team with him, man. So you're not going to be able to intimidate him or anything like that. That's going to be crazy. His confidence level is just, with every time they win a close game, with every game they win, his confidence level is going up. So, yeah, man, Kevin Durant was right. This guy's a dog, and he is definitely, you know, like I said, I've seen him. He's getting better every year. And this season looked like he's getting better every game, man, because this team is just on a roll. So, yeah, if you haven't had an opportunity to see this kid play, man, you definitely got to check him out. Detroit Pistons are the real deal. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.